Hey guys, and welcome back to me, Ben, playing City Skylines again today in my city of Springvalley. As a quick recap of last episode, I created or finished, added a couple of more things to the forest industry here. So I added a few more log yards. I added a train station here because I figured out at some point in time, quite close to the end of last episode, that many trucks actually went from the forest industry down here to deliver their goods and logs and whatnot for export reasons to this train station, which caused a lot of traffic in that kind of area, which is something I obviously don't want to see. So I added a new train connection to over here, which helps me a lot with keeping the traffic away from my other industrial district. So again, you can see how important different types of connections are for industrial zones, because they have a lot of like truck traffic going on, and it's way more important to have many connections or offer a lot of connections for the goods that are being produced. And there's something, and thank you, Ray, for your comment on that. There's something I definitely want to do here, which is kind of, let's call it beautifying this district a little bit more. And this is actually it's what the heck? That's amazing. Huge trees in my city. What's happening there? I'm surprised. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Maybe the tool, maybe the Forrest Brush does have an issue with the current gameplay. Could be. So I'm very surprised about this. No, I can't use it right now because I won't be able to leave it like that, even if it's a very interesting view. So I'm very sorry, Ray. I think I have to fix the mod first before I'm actually diving into decorating this whole thing a little bit more to make it look more natural and feel more natural. Because then, like all those plantations here for the large trees, or for the trees in general, I think they would look way more integrated into the natural landscape. And for that, I think I just have to wait. I'm gonna try it again. I never had this before. But that's kind of funny, honestly. I think it's kind of funny placing down huge trees here, but no, I won't do it. Not right now. I'll fix the mod first, and then I'll give it a go. I'll give it another shot. So the thing is, a couple of organizational things that I want to do today. I want to build or kind of take care of this little residential district here. I want to grow it just a bit more, to integrate it a bit more into the overall appearance of this district here. So I will do that. And another thing I want to do, and this happened by mistake, because I wanted to separate like all industrial water connections. I wanted to separate it from the rest of my city. So I need to cut the connections, and I'm just wondering why it doesn't work. Now it should work, but it's still, for some reason the game. That's interesting. So back again. Okay, selecting water first, then for some reason it does not really allow me to delete my water pipelines here. That's kind of strange. So I won't be able to do that today. Nah, not really. And for some reason, I believe I could have made a mistake here with the... I remember that there was something. Yeah, but for some reason I won't be able to lay down. Can I at least lay down? Yeah, I could lay down potentially new pipes. But as soon as I'm deleting that piece here, even then I'm not able to cut the connection between the industrial area and my residential area. So yeah, whenever there is any kind of pollution happening with that water tower, for whatever reason, I will run into trouble for the rest of my town, because it's connected with everything that sits here in my downtown area. So I don't like this. I will change it, but obviously I won't be able to do that now. So I'm curious about this episode, actually, how it turns out, because yeah, it seems to me that there are some minor hiccups happening at the moment with the game in general, thanks to some updates. I'm not very pleased with that. So I want to keep a little bit more room, a bit more space here. Well, that's maybe not good because that's a bus station. So I will make sure that I keep some distance here. And I want to have something like a dead end road here. Most likely also there, because there is no need for me to connect everything up. And now I have to place a few more water lines here, just to make sure that everything's covered and I don't even see like the water coverage as such. That's kind of, well, it's not concerning, it's just more difficult to take care of a couple of things. So I'm using again not the paint bucket tool in that case, because I want to make sure that I'm able to place down specific zones and houses, and even smaller houses, just to make sure that it looks a bit more natural here. And I want to reduce the density ever so slightly, and I can let the game run now in the meantime, because I won't be running into any like major things here. And also some like stores, maybe some smaller laundry mats, and maybe some shops here and there, just a few of them. No need for big businesses here, just want to keep it as small as possible, which is the reason why I'm just putting down a few of those small little lots for the commercial zones, but also my residential zones. But still, people are moving in, which is a good sign, which is always something I love to see. I'm curious what kind of houses will build there. And maybe I'm putting even less buildings down here. Where are they flying to? I'm just following those helicopters for now, because I'm curious what they saw here. Is it a police helicopter? Probably. Yeah, it's a police helicopter. I was worried that we had some fires going on here in the city. And now I'm also checking my fire coverage here. Yeah, there must be some kind of mod problem happening right now. Again, I'm not using a lot of education for that district, so it's, well, of course they can go to university, but the only option they have really close by is a school. And this is enough for me right now for this district. Don't want to oversaturate the whole thing with additional services. But that's a fire helicopter, so I'm wondering where this is going. Yeah, it's coming back from a trip. That's fine. So it's working. And I'm connecting up that here with a curved road. And even there, I'm putting down a few more trees just to make sure that it's kind of separated. Yeah, but not that dense. I think we can keep that a little bit looser here. Let's just separate it from the existing highway to make sure that there's some kind of natural sound barrier. And the other thing I wanted to do is actually, and this comes also from the initial problems I've had with during the last game update, it did not take into account any kind of objects that are already on the map, so it just put down all the roads without removing the trees for me. But that does look nice here. I'm curious what that kind of businesses are. So it's a clothing company, it's another clothing company, corner shop, a pharmacy, clothing. It's a lot of clothing here. Drugstore, organic foods. That's fine. Well, maybe I could even add a local produce food thing. A little district over here. But that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, I could potentially local produced food. But then I would change it for everything and all my existing businesses would vanish. So I'm probably integrating. Yeah, I have a plan. Like, I will remove a little square here of my existing zone, and I will add in a new zone specifically for commercial, because I want to make sure that I have this option to add a local produce food thing here, because that might be beneficial in the long run. This might also cause some more traffic in this area actually, because the food has to come from somewhere and my farm is somewhere completely different. So there might be a few more delivery trucks coming in to this little area here, and I wanna use that over here. Was it the right thing? Okay, now it's local, organic and local produce. So I will change that and give commercial a bit more space here. And I will connect this road as well to my collector road over there, just to make sure that we have a traffic option coming in here. And then I would like to have a small, tiny road, smallest road I could choose. No decorated roads, built-in assets. Yeah, I think it's gonna be that standard road here for now. And this should just lead from here to there. And I can include a few more local produce stores here. I think this could make it look even nicer in the end, because it's like a little group of commercials that are specifically, it's the green shop. Yeah, that's all correct. But that way people have the option to get from here, like from their residential area, down to the local produce thing. And I also want to add a path, one with trees probably, here to there. Then I have to move this part here as well, this ending, because it doesn't look very, very natural. That way they could walk or use this walkway to get to the local produce thing over here. So I'm moving this just slightly. Yeah, it's really nice to see that. Maybe people will use it sooner or later. Let's see. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe it's not connected in a good way, or maybe people are just not yet used to using it. But that's completely fine. It will come sooner or later, I am pretty sure about that. So a couple more things that I want to do. I have to make a transition between those densely built residential zones to a more loose residential zone, a loose concept of people living in this area. And I wanted to do something with a roundabout right in the center here. So I'm deleting all of that because I'm taking care of that later. And I'll build a small roundabout here. Someone maybe 5 units wide. It's really a small one. I'm deleting that, going back to this here, 5 units, then taking a one-way road again, the smallest one I can find, probably this here, and create this little roundabout for my citizens. And then I can have this type of road leading up there, another one leading up there. Oh, is it a one-way? Yeah, it's indeed a one-way. I don't want to have a one-way road here. So maybe the tool, the net picker, just didn't get what I actually wanted to have or what I actually picked. And about a bit more, maybe like this here, 20. And then I can go ahead and delete things here. Something like this here. It's a bit more, it's a bit different to what I've had before. Probably I'm also connecting this up here, and this should be a straight line over there, because I think it's fair to separate the collectors or main roads ever so slightly, tiny bit every once in a while. That should be fine. I just don't want to have too many intersections or crossings in a district like this, because it always might cause some trouble later on with traffic. When you have too many intersections, it's sometimes not very helpful. I think this should cover everything. Unfortunately, I can't really see it right now. And now I want to create a less dense residential zone. And you might be wondering why I'm saying less dense now. And still I'm filling out all the available spots and spaces here. It's because I'm still very mindful of the fact that I have a very dense residential area here, and I want to start breaking up this pattern a little bit, which requires me to be a bit more mindful about the available space here. So at the beginning, and I think for that whole thing here, I'm still adding a few more houses and whatnot than I did before. So I'm letting the game run in the meantime, because I know this is all like supported by power, so I shouldn't run into any issues there. And then again, I want to have some low rise. And now I have to also make sure to set up right away a district policy. I always tend to forget about this, because obviously in that whole area I do not want to have. I'm looking so much forward, by the way, to the new district tool, as it seems to not only be a paintbrush tool as we have it right now in City Skylines 1, it seems to be more like a tool where you can work with lines and grids and whatnot. So it's way easier to define things over there. And what I actually wanted to do is I'm using small business enthusiast and high rise ban and heavy traffic ban. I don't want to have that, and I also want to encourage biking. So that's nice. That's kind of good. That makes sense. And then I can slowly start integrating and setting things up in a different way than I did it before. Again, some maybe minor. I'm putting down some commercials first. I think some commercial buildings first, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting about the like the convenience and the service and whatever they need. I would like to provide them a school here. Then they should also have probably a bigger school there, which is fine. Then I need a doctor's office, and I think I'm probably putting down 2 of those. One over here, another one over there, so they are all benefiting from it. One crematorium, yeah, why not? One fire department and a police department. Area here of this district, but it should become less dense, more to the top left corner of this new part here, because I want to keep it as realistic as possible. Businesses love, I think, those corner locations, kind of because they get a lot of foot traffic, hopefully. But I'm just assuming that the game mechanic might have included something like that. Okay, so that's fine. So let me just get finished with filling up that district here with new residential zones, and I'll be back for you in a minute. So now I'm finished with setting up my different zones here for this district, at least for now. Now I'll let the game run for a couple of minutes and I'll be back for you, because I want to see how that district merges between that densely populated district over here to the very loose populated district over there. So let's just wait and see whatever comes up here, and I'll be back for you. So yeah, coming from here, I think what this area still needs are maybe a few parks. So I want to go for I'm just wondering, just a small doggy park here and there, because that might help with growing the last few empty spots here, and it could also be a benefit for the citizens living over here. That's fine, they can have parks, and I don't mind them having a few parks here. So that should increase the chance that the last few zones actually are covered. There are just a few missing here, and I think that's not even possible. Yeah, that's growing quickly. That other one, yeah, I think there will be a new building coming up very soon. The other thing I just wanted to mention, and I think I mentioned that before, is that I'm always trying to keep my roundabouts clear from any kind of building, because that always interferes with, or usually interferes with, traffic. So I'm trying to be very mindful of that. And what that area will need in the end is also some kind of decoration and thing, but that's something I won't do in this episode, because I'm still not, like, maybe I want to use the forest brush, I don't know yet, but I'll wait and see how things develop over here. But it's, I think, a nice transition from this denser part to a more loose residential zone. It could be a little bit denser in that area, probably, just to make it more realistic. So probably I'm changing a little bit of my zonings here. Like, I could have denser buildings over here and also denser ones over there, just to make that transition a bit more seamless. And I'm providing them some more room for growth, some more opportunity here. I keep it a bit denser here. So I'm curious. I think over time this transition will look way better, because obviously that district over here, it's like it exists since a couple of episodes already. I built Moore Park maybe 5 to 6 episodes ago, I believe, just estimating here. And this one is fairly new now, and that's also established since 1 episode. So I think there is still room for growth, and other buildings, other opportunities will come up in the near future. And I think I also left this one empty for a park or something, but it's again something I want to decorate or work on in a different episode, not this one right now. So I can see that I'm always doing this kind of regular checkup with my traffic. Like this here is still an ongoing problem. I have to move, or I will move. I will have to, yeah, let's do it right now, because I'm worried about this since such a long time, and I think it's not helpful for anyone here. I think that's stop here is okay, and the other one should help with getting the traffic going. I think this still might need some time to clear up completely, but it's already improving because the bus are they are still blocking things here. So let me just check. I should have one type of road, and I have to search for that. And it should be a small road with, yeah, asymmetrical 3-lane road. So I might need one like these here. And I have to add in the bus stop again. Yeah, let's try that. It should still be okay-ish. Having that asymmetrical road here. Then I think this should be okay, isn't it? Probably. Well, let's give it a try. People are still waiting in line. So I want to give them the chance to do the lane moving here. And then I also have to remove that give way sign. They should just move if possible. Not waiting for pedestrian. No, they can. Obviously they can. Cross the road here, or at least they should be able to cross it. Same for that. I think it does make sense in any kind of residential zone to not allow any crossing. It's getting a bit better, but still it's not perfect. I'm wondering why the AI is still choosing, if it's an AI, but why the game is still choosing that kind of connection, even if there's a bus stop and people are getting on and off the buses on a regular basis here. But it's getting slowly better. It clears at least a little bit up here. Again, there are so many people crossing the road. Just checking on the settings here. Already saw something that might require a change. And this should not slow down in any kind of type of form. Yeah, that should be good. Look how many citizens are using this transition over here. It's crazy from one part of the university to the other one. And I also wanna, still don't have enough students. It's so ridiculous because my city keeps growing and growing, and I still don't have enough students here. So let's research something regarding hospitality. Or not. Yeah, I already did that. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is now. So here are university buildings, there are university buildings. There's a fire. Yeah, they are coming. Great. Yeah, but so far so good. I think there are still a few improvements that can be made over time. And I'm also checking again in on my industrial zone here, but that looks all like well-flowing traffic, all the regular stuff that's usually happening in an industrial zone, so I'm not worried about this. I'm not like I don't feel like I have to take care of that immediately or right at the moment. That's fine. That industrial zone is also doing good, so I'm not having any issues there. And this district here is slowly growing. I absolutely like that. It's getting a bit more densely populated here at the beginning, which is something I absolutely like. So sooner or later, we will see hopefully a nice transition between that part here and this part over there. So yeah, I think I'm closing this episode for today. As you can see, I mainly worked on this district. I added one local produce commercial zone over here. I wanted to take care of my water lines to separate them from the industrial zone completely, but for some reason one of the mods, or I don't know, some game update changed the way I was able to use the underground demolition mod, or mode tool, however, to delete those pipes. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. Thank you very much for joining me again today in my city of Springvalley. In case you haven't subscribed yet or haven't left me a like yet, I would very much appreciate it if you did so. And I wish you a wonderful day and hopefully see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.